guys, it's Friday, and it's August 8th, or no, sorry, it's August 12th. I'm about to head out of town for the weekend, so I just wanted to do a quick update before I left out of town, show you what we've been working on. It's been a little bit of a slow week, so here's the basic rundown. Okay, let's see. First off, we've got some spore pods. These pods we are assembled from plasma hatchers. They are on 130 millimeter Rackham bases, which is the game Confrontation. We take these basic pods, put them on these bases, and then we fill them in with this stuff, which is expanding foam. It looks like sort of an amniotic fluid. It helps to fill in some of the gaps back here. You can see they it's got some areas that could probably use a little filling, and it paints up really well. It dries pretty hard, and then this glue on the bottom here is liquid nail. So again, that just kind of looks like mud or ruin or whatever. We filled in the back here, you can see, with some gray stuff to sort of give it that porous look the rest of the pod has. It fits nicely on a 130 millimeter base. Those are on eBay right now if you're looking for it. So I got about 10 of those in stock. Let's see. We've been working on some miniatures for the D&D game that I run. These are some old epic dire bears from EverQuest that I'm using as saber-toothed tigers in the upcoming game because of their tusks on the front. I put these on some 40 millimeter D&D bases and put some slate on there, and obviously added some rock and stuff, so those are going to get primed up real soon. This is the finished Azenrath figure for the Ravenloft game. Azenrath is a unique wood golem in Ravenloft. Once he's painted up, he's going to be a lot of neutral tones, browns and stuff. He's got some small bits worked in there. There's a little totem baby doll right there. There's some scrolls right over here. Another scroll on his arm right there. So when he's all done up, he's going to look nice. He's based on a 60 millimeter huge base. And then this back here is a Scylla, which is a new Pathfinder monster. It's meant to look like the, I guess it's sort of their take on the Greek monster from the Poseidon quest, or the Odyssey, excuse me. Anyway, so it's an old, this is a safari toy, which is a squid, and then it's topped off with these Warhammer fantasy wolf heads, and then this figure up top is a succubus from the Reaper line. I just filled in her hair there on the back. It's a pretty hodgepodge looking figure, but if you've seen the picture of Scylla from the Pathfinder book, you'll realize it's about accurate. She's based on a 60 millimeter base for a huge creature. So she's ready to go. These right here are some Sisters of Battle that we painted up for a friend of mine. This friend, he wanted something very, very basic. So this is a very basic tabletop standard. It's several different highlights, including gunmetal gray to mithril silver, to chainmail to mithril silver. The gun casing is done as a red steel. It's a sort of a red metallic color. And then just a basic flesh color with a flesh wash. The white tabards are 2 layers of white. It's a bone white topped off with a skull white. And so, they're very basic tabletop standard, but I think they look fairly sharp. These guys are ready to see some action. One last thing. We've been working on we finally got a new Tyranid commission. This is a Tyrannofex we're working on for a client. This client wanted a couple things interesting. First off, he wanted the Tyrannofex to have a longer tail because he wanted it to be able to wrap around a column. So this tail is actually a combination of 3 tails. This piece right here, if you can see, is actually the first piece of the Trigon tail, and then generally this connects to this. But what we did is we had a couple of these extra middle pieces here lying around from old Trigon projects that we used the body for but didn't use the tail for. So basically what we did was we extended the tail by adding in 2 more pieces of tail. So this tail is over twice as long as a normal tail, almost 3 times as long. And then we green stuffed up the gaps, and we tried to match up the plating as much as we could, and then sort of sculpted some indentations here to show the natural contours of the tail, and then obviously ended it with a normal tail tip. So that actually wraps around this, which it's hard to see from now because I'm holding the camera, but it will wrap down in there, and it'll look like he's kind of using that as a stabilizing point. The cannon was meant to be a 3-barreled fused cannon, sort of fused together. So I took these 3 venom cannons, mounted these to the top part of that leftover tail, mounted those to a couple of arms and fused those together to sort of create this massive sort of cannon over here. Green stuffed it up. Because I used these two arms and fused them together, I decided to continue that trend and use two arms over here and fuse those together, as you can probably see, for these hoses running into the gun, which run into there very, very nicely. And then this particular creature is going to have crushing or wrecker claws from the Forge World line, so those are going to be up here in these two ball joints. And those should fit in there nicely. He will mount on a 90 by 120 millimeter base, kind of like that. We'll probably have to prop him up just a little bit to get him to look straight, just because he has to lean just a little bit. But by the time he's all said and done, he'll be a very, very nice piece. So that's about it. I'm going to be heading out of town this weekend, like I said. It's been a slightly slow week. One other thing. The client who sent us a commission army just sent us a whole another 2 boxes. So we're now consigning this as well. Again, this is a lot of old Warhammer stuff. There's, let's see, there's Dryads and Ogres and Wood Elves. There is Skaven. There are Dark Elves. There are Dwarves. There are an old Malekith on Black Dragon. There is Night Elves. There is Flames of War figures in here. So a ton of stuff. Easily $1,000 worth of product, even by today's values. So more than thousands of points worth of miniatures in there. So, you know, if you're interested, just take a look at our website. It's the email store, the eBay store is White Metal Games or Caleb Film, if you look for my profile on eBay. And I'll put a link up on my blog at whitemetalgames.blogspot.com. If you are interested in consigning an army, all you do is you basically just mail me the army, and what I do is I sell it for the best value we can get for it. Usually we compare the rates to what's on eBay currently. We use those as buy it now bases or auction bases, depending on what you have. And then you end up getting about 75% of whatever it sells for, because about 13% of that goes to me as a consigner, and about 11% goes to eBay fees, and there's some other small fees. But you end up getting about 75% of your value out of it. So, for example, this client had thousands of dollars worth of stuff sitting in his closet. He's going to get almost just as much back. You know, if he sold $2,000 worth of product, he'll get $1,500 back. That's for stuff sitting in your closet, not doing you any good. Maybe you thought you were going to start an army. Maybe you tried, and maybe you just got busy. You had a kid. You got married. Who knows? So if you're looking to get rid of some stuff, you can mail it to me. Just email me at caleb@whitemetalgames.com, and we certainly offer consignment as a service that is readily available. We get your models posted within about 2 or 3 days usually. And they're up there for at least 30 days before you have to consider what you want to do next with them. So that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, caleb@whitemetalgames.com. Otherwise, happy wargaming, and I'll catch you next week.